Okay, today's topic is electromagnetic waves. So far, we completed transmission lines part 1 and part 2. Okay, what we learn from that transmission lines concept? What is meant by transmission line? What are the different types of transmission line? What are the equal? I mean, what is the equivalent circuit of the transmission line? Okay, what are the primary constants and what are the secondary constants? Okay, and transmission line equations, right? Similarly, transmission line parameters has a primary and secondary constants, RLGC parameters and gamma and beta. Okay, gamma and Z naught characteristic impedance parameters, and different types of transmission lines as lossy, lossless, okay, and distortionless, right? So in the transmission lines part 2, what is the derivation for input impedance of the transmission line? For the short circuit condition, open circuit condition, what is meant by reflection coefficient and VSWR? Okay, low loss radio frequency lines and UHF transmission lines, okay, and UHF circuit elements, and impedance transformations with lambda by 8, lambda by 4, lambda by 2. Okay, all these concepts are covered in the single topic as input impedance relations, right? And next, what is meant by Smith chart? Okay, what are the applications of the Smith chart? Okay, and single stub and double stub concept. Okay, and related problems. Okay, already I shared with you. So next we are going to deal with electromagnetic waves. Okay, electromagnetic waves. Okay, remember, just like a transmission line. Okay, transmission lines part 1 and part 2. That entire electromagnetic waves concept is organized as a 3 parts here. Okay, as electromagnetic, electrostatic, electromagnetic, and combination. Okay, electrostatic and magnetic as a electromagnetic waves directly. Okay, transmission lines part 1, part 2, just like that. Here also electrostatics, electromagnetics, okay, combination, and their combination as electrostatic and magnetostatic. Electrostatic and magnetostatic. Okay, see here. See here, these are the topics we have to cover as a electromagnetic waves part. Okay, see here the unit 3. What are the first concepts? Concepts here, review of coordinate systems. Review of coordinate systems. Review of coordinate systems. Okay, what is the basic concept behind this coordinate systems? What is the purpose of these coordinate systems? Okay, how to identify a space? I mean, a single point in a space. How to identify a single point in a space? Okay, okay. For that purpose, they demonstrated the concept called coordinate system is here. Okay, and so far we learn. Okay, just to you heard the concept of coordinate systems, right? But where exactly it is applicable? Okay, where exactly it applicable? We don't know. Okay, but okay, this is the application part. Okay, this is the application part of the coordinate system. Okay, what are the different coordinate systems are available? What are the different coordinate systems are available? Okay, what are the different coordinate systems are available? What is the purpose of that coordinate systems? Okay, and when we identify, when you consider a point in a space, okay, Now, for suppose this is a one closed room, just assume, okay, where exactly this point is located, where exactly this point is located, this point is located okay, the point is located, okay, some x distance from this point, okay, some y distance from this point, some z distance from this point, okay, from okay, some okay, w distance from this point, okay, and of course the intersecting point, okay, the intersecting point is the position, right? And when exactly the point is available in the free space, okay, at that time it is the way of representation, okay, of course, okay, so many points you may consider. Okay, where exactly um, this point is located is simply considering by intersecting points, okay, when this is the closed room, this is the point, okay, okay, basically this is called a multi-dimensional system. This is basically a multi-dimensional system, okay, this intersecting point is there, according to that intersecting point, okay, we have to tell that, okay, this point is located here, okay, but the solving multiple systems or multiple okay, okay, this multiple dimensional systems, okay, the solving of this multiple dimensional system is very difficult, okay, for that they developed up to only three-dimensional systems, okay, they developed up to only three-dimensional systems, okay, here the okay, the coordinate systems are purposes like that. Here only three coordinate systems are considered as the x y z coordinates, x y z coordinates, okay, and when we consider that x y z coordinates, that is called a Cartesian coordinate system, okay, that is called Cartesian coordinate system, okay, just wait. See here, this is the chapter 3 coordinate systems, okay, this is the introductory point, introductory concept. So here a coordinate system is a some intersecting concept used to identify the location of the point which is located in free space, and in free space concept where exactly the point is located, at what distance, at what height, okay, at what direction, okay, and so many parameters are there, okay, for that purpose they developed their coordinate system. See here, the coordinate system is a grid used to identify the location on a page or screen or in a space, or equivalent grid locations on the globe, okay, and that is the space. The coordinate systems are, and here two-dimensional coordinate systems are simply x and y, Okay, simply when we intersecting points of that x and y is considered as a intersecting point of that x and y considered as a uh, as two-dimensional coordinate system. And if only one point we considered, that is called a single coordinate system. When we consider 2 points, that is called xy is the uh, xy coordinate system. When we consider 3 coordinate systems as like xyz, that is called a 3 coordinate system. Okay, and it is a 3-dimensional system. Okay, 1D, 2D, 3D. Okay, the coordinates are x and y pairs that are based on some universal origin point for reference. Okay, the most commonly used latitude, longitude. Already you know that. Okay, see here, latitude and longitude refer to the degree, minutes, and seconds from the reference lines that east, west, or north, south, right? Prime meridian. Okay. Okay. And when we consider the globe, see here, north to south pole. Okay. With respect to the equator line, see here, with respect to the equator, 0 degrees. Okay. The here assumption is the equator is at 0 degrees. 0 degrees to 15, 20, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, and at 15 degrees apart. Okay, space aparted here, and this is the 90 degrees. Upward is the north pole, minus 90 degrees is the south pole. Okay, minus 90 degrees is the south pole. Okay, this is called north latitude, and this is called south latitude, and towards the south, that is called south latitude. Okay, and west opposite is the east, right? See here, from north pole to south pole, that is called always treated as the longitude. Okay, longitude. See here, east, west, north, and south, east longitude and west longitude. Right? That is the representation of the coordinates as a x and y, right? See here, the reference datum is defined in the coordinate system typically by the year and the geographic region that it was developed for. Okay, for example, see here, when we consider the sphere, okay, or spheroid or geoid or datum, okay, which is doesn't having a specific shape, that is called datum. Okay, NAD 1983 GCS is a reference datum developed to use with maps with North America. And at that time, that type of shape, okay, is generally referred where the boundaries of that North America. Okay, with reference to the surface determined using available data from 1980s. Okay, reference datum is developed in 1866. Okay, all these are not required, but what is the purpose of the coordinate system is the quite important here. Okay. Specialized coordinate systems. Okay, there are many specialized tweaks for the okay for NAD 1983 GCS. Okay, where more precise measurement have been used to develop a better representation. See here, this is called cylinder. This is called transverse cylinder. This is called oblique cylinder. Okay, this is called tangent conic, secant conic. Okay, this is polar and this is oblique. Okay, and actually projection types used in making maps. Okay, these are the general terminology. Okay, and according to this, okay, the coordinate systems are classified. Okay, that is the purpose. See here, cylindrical, and when we consider that the cylinder shape, okay, this is called cylindrical shape, right? Cylindrical shape. Okay, that is called cylindrical coordinate system. And the representation used here is the okay cylindrical coordinate system. See here, this is called conic shape, cone shape. Okay, cone shape is the cone shape. The type of coordinate system used here is the conical representation. Okay, conical representation is the uh, okay conical coordinate system, right? Conical coordinate system or simply spherical coordinate system. Okay, it may look like this. And next one is the planar, planar perspective. Okay, and planar shape. Okay, okay. Cylindrical projections. Okay, and all these. Okay, you may get confused with this. Okay, directly I'm going to the basic concept. Okay, just a second. Okay, what is meant by scalar quantity? Scalar quantity is a quantity which is having only magnitude, that is called scalar, and there is no identifications required for this scalar quantity. And next one is the vector. Vector is a quantity that is having both magnitude and direction. Okay, that is having both magnitude and direction, right? That is having some identifications with that vector quantity. And next one is the field. What is meant by field? Field is a function, of course, that it describes the quantity at all points within the specified region. Okay, the quantity of all points with a specified region. Okay, that is called a field. And next, what is meant by vector? Unit vector. Unit vector. Okay, in a three-dimensional space, the vector point can be located by the intersection of three surfaces like x, y, z coordinates. Generally, that well-known Cartesian or rectangular coordinate system is used to represent that three-dimensional space. Okay, as a x, y, y, z, and zx, right? They are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay. At the same time, that vector having a magnitude of one only. Okay, the unit vector having the magnitude as one. That is called. That's why that is called a unit vector. Okay, the unit vector along the axis in the Cartesian coordinate is simply represented with x, y, z. Okay, the vector representation may be a with okay. There is no pen. A bar called ax into small ax, ay into small ay, az into small az, where the magnitude of that vector is square root of okay, towards the xyz direction, its magnitude ax square, ay square, az square, right? Similarly, the unit vector is okay, that main vector by its magnitude. Okay, and unit vector representation is a by mod a, whose value always equal to 1. That is a unit vector. And what is meant by position vector? Position vector. Position vector is drawn from arbitrary origin to the point in a space whose coordinates are specified is called position vector. And if magnitude is identified as a 1, that is called a unit vector. Okay. If we represent that position and where exactly it is located, okay, the vector drawn from that origin to the point in a space whose coordinates are specified. Okay, and if we specify that position, that is called a position vector. In other words, the alternative way of denoting that location, denoting that location of a point in a space, okay, by a position vector with a point P in a Cartesian coordinate system x, y, z. Then the position vector, okay, instead of ax into, I mean capital X into small ax, simply represent that position as a x into ax, y into ay, z into az, like. Okay, of course, for that unit vector, the position is represented as uh, instead of a into ax into small ax, okay, x into ax, y into ay, z into az by square root of its magnitude, okay, or simply magnitude, square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, that is the position vector. Next, of course, one more parameter is there. Okay, one more parameter is there, that is called distance vector. What it is? Distance vector. What is meant by distance vector? Distance vector is a vector which represents the displacement or distance between the 2 points. Okay, the distance vector is a vector which represents the distance between the 2 points. Okay, or one point to another point. If 2 points P and Q are the position vectors, x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2, then distance vector from point P and point Q can be written as PQ bar. Okay, already you know distance between the 2 points. Okay, where the point 1 representation is x1, y1, z1 and point 2 representation is x2, y2, z2. Then the distance between the 2 points is, okay, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square. Okay, and next, vector addition. Okay, next one is the vector addition. Vector addition and subtraction. And a vector addition and subtraction is just like an algebraic sum of the vectors. Okay, and if a and b are the both vectors, then its vector addition is simply okay. There is the vector addition. Vector addition, and when we consider that a and b are the two vectors, then the vector addition is simply represented as c equal to a plus b, right? Similarly, subtraction is also same. When we consider the two vectors a and b with its own directions, then the subtraction between the two vectors is represented as c equal to a minus b. Okay. Of course, that vector addition obeys commutative law, associative law, and distributive laws. Okay. Okay, what it obeys? Commutative law, associative law, distributive law. Okay. Okay, these three laws it obeys. What is meant by commutative law? A plus B. What is meant by commutative law? Okay, A plus B equal to B plus A, right? A plus B equal to B plus A is the commutative law. Next, distributive law, A plus B plus C, right? A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. Okay, this is the associative law. And distributive law. Okay, some x of A plus x of A plus B equal to xa plus xb. Okay, this is called commutative law, this is called associative law, this is called distributive law. Okay, and these are the different laws obeyed by that vector addition. Okay, similarly the next concept is called vector multiplication. Okay, vector multiplication. Okay, what are the vector multiplication do? Vector multiplication is the multiplication with vector components. Okay, in that first one is, okay, scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication, and the second one is vector multiplication. Vector Okay, scalar multiplication and vector multiplication. Scalar multiplication is also called as scalar multiplication is also called as scalar multiplication is also called as a representation of the dot product. Okay. Next, that vector multiplication called cross product. Okay. Remember these 2 points. Scalar vector multiplication. In that there are 2 types of multiplication. Okay. And these are the topics which are covered in that review of coordinate systems. Okay. What are the different topics we covered from the review of coordinate system? What you already you know this concept. Okay. What is meant by scalar? What is meant by vector? What is meant by unit vector? Okay. What is meant by position vector? What is meant by distance vector? Okay. Uh, Next, addition of the two vector quantities. Okay. And it's obeying laws. Similarly, vector multiplication types. Okay. Scalar multiplication and vector multiplication. Okay. Scalar multiplication is the dot product and vector multiplication is the cross product, right? And these are the I mean, these are the important mathematical background which is required for the review of that coordinate system. Okay. Next, in the next class we will discuss about uh, okay, different types of the coordinate systems. Okay. Cartesian coordinate systems, spherical coordinate systems, and cylindrical coordinate system. Okay. And what is the representation of that coordinate systems and what are the basic terminology behind that coordinate systems. Okay, we will discuss in the later classes. Okay, so that's all about today's class. Okay, I will stop here. Okay, I will continue in the next class. Okay, without any interruption. Okay, here network is not stable. That's why okay, this is frequently disconnected. Okay, thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you one and all. Okay, I will continue in the next class.